This raid's brought to you by Raycon, dirtbags. All I gotta do is pop in my Raycon Essential Open Earbuds, which I've been using every day for like video editing or when I go on runs.
With those earbuds in, he'll never hear us.
But most importantly for you, I use it to pump my jams while I slam some yams.
Yams?
Oh yeah. You idiot. My earbuds, open ear design and lightweight build allow me to hear everything without sacrificing the quality of my jams. Plus, they last for 36 hours, which is more than enough time to take your organization down. And since we've got extra time, check out all these videos on my phone of happy people using their Raycons, including my weirdly young mom here. She loves using them while she sews.
Wow, I'd love to purchase some Raycon Essential Open Earbuds to celebrate the mom in my life, but I could never afford those on a low-level criminal salary.
Oh, that's where you're wrong. Anybody can celebrate the moms in their life by going to buyraycon.com/JordanBreedingOpen to get 15% off Essential Open Earbuds today. But I don't think you're gonna have to worry about that.
Well done. Now you must watch and explain both of the raid movies.
What? Why?
Because it's the only way you'll have a chance to defeat me.
Okay, I get it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty badass.
You want me to slice that bitch up?
We open on a watch and a gun. It's just really, it's all you need, baby. The Beatles? Full of shit. There's no problem in life that can't be solved with either a watch or a gun or a combination watch gun if you're James Bond or somebody who just had sex with James Bond and like you're playing with his shit while he takes a shower.
It's the Omicron Spy Master.
Think about it, like you need to buy snacks? You can trade your watch for a few cans of Pringles. Need to know where you are? You can determine your location with only your watch and the sun. Run into Dave? Gun. You need a gun for that.
What time is it, hon?
See what I mean? Rama here knows exactly what time it is.
Punching time.
And if his watch is broken, he can just shoot the hands to move them to the right time or go to the source and blast the concept of time in the face. Oh wait, Rama just reminded me there's a third useful thing every modern man should have. The ability to punch fast as shit, though I guess some shits are pretty slow, like constipation. So I guess I mean every modern man should be able to punch like diarrhea. Fast, but also unexpectedly and explosively, and typically in the Walmart parking lot. And it's not essential, but if your dad lives with you in your house, that's probably helpful too. Dads are especially useful if they have sad eyes and they ask for things that only you understand.
I'll bring him back.
My dad doesn't ask me for anything. I ask him to design some of the thumbnails on my videos because he's a celebrated artist. Really, the peak of art is my thumbnails. Name an art. Not better than my thumbnails.
I can't think of a single one.
Not more celebrated, not more coveted, not more likely to be stolen from the Louvre. So essentially, like, my dad is Rama from this movie, and I'm like his dad. I'm like my dad's dad, who in reality was a milkman and a really great guy, and I miss him a lot, because when I was 12, he got liver cancer, and we thought he was gonna die at any moment, so we started going on an annual breeding man camping trip with him, my uncle, my dad, and me, and the dude somehow made it another 22 years. Although our last trip altogether was cut short when my wife was admitted to the hospital because she had cancer. Fun little bit of irony there. Been a bad year.
I love you.
Also, yes, these movies are gonna be badly dubbed because even though I own the DVDs, I can't seem to get the subtitles to work, so I'm sorry. Also, I'm gonna let the movies themselves do the dubbing because I don't know the first thing about the Indonesian language, and I don't wanna accidentally do a racist caricature, so we're safe. Don't worry about it. Bring your grandparents in to watch this video. Okay, I promise. I am going to talk about the Raid Redemption. Sometimes I just ramble a bit early on in a script so that the haters will click off to watch Mr. Beast stuff $2 million in cash up somebody's urethra. But now we can get serious. Because look, this movie is about a raid, but it's also about redemption. Although, spoiler alert, nobody in this movie gets redeemed, as far as I can tell. No things get redeemed either, like coupons or Dunkin' Rewards points. Good people stay good, bad people stay bad, and everybody's birthday gift cards remain unclaimed. The biggest transformation is that, this is another spoiler alert, most of the alive people become dead people by the end. So if you count death as a kind of permanent redemption, then yeah, there is tons of redemption here. And also we should probably rename funeral homes to redemption homes. Like, sorry, I need time off so I can go raid my great aunt's redemption. That sounds so much more badass. No boss is rejecting that PTO request. This is an educational channel.
Yes, sir!
Okay, I'm starting now. The redemptive raid in question begins with a bunch of cops in a police truck psyching themselves up to enter and clear an apartment complex, just friggin' busting with lowlifes. Now, usually this apartment complex is off limits because the owner, Tama, has been paying off the cops. But young plucky Joe Taslim here, who most of you probably know as Sub-Zero,
He will put bullets in you.
he has a watch, he has a gun, he's got diarrhea-fast arms, and he is all out of metaphorical toilet paper. But
We go in, and we take him out.
watch out. Tom is guarded by two dudes. A crazy, skilled, bloodthirsty fighter named Mad Dog. And also, there's Andy.
One a mad dog, a maniac of feet and fists that would tear down walls for his boss. The other Andy.
Hello.
Andy.
He's useful in his own way.
Surprising part, Andy's the bad one. You do not want to get stuck with him.
Dude, he will do your taxes poorly, and they will be a mess.
Looks like we just learned what we're dealing with.
Andy's coming, everybody! Back to your places, hurry!
Anyway, here they all are hanging out and eating noodles. Man, I hope someday I get two badass mini bosses of my own to slurp noodles with. Dave always shoves it down his pants, and I'm like, that's not what we're doing. Support my Patreon so I can buy better henchmen and ramen that has never been in anyone's pants. Sorry. Tama executes 4 dudes before running out of bullets, forcing him to open his bullets and hammer drawer. It's good to have clean, specific drawers, both in your desk and on your butt. Anyway, he grabs a hammer and he executes the 5th guy with it, but kind of feels like he should have just grabbed a bullet or killed every guy with a hammer. It feels sloppy to change your thing halfway through a mass execution, you know? There's a reason no serial killer is named the Bullet and or Hammer Killer. Also, I'm just gonna say it. I don't think I wanna live in this apartment complex. Seems like a bad place to live in. Just look at that ugly ass flooring. Ew! Oh, and also all of the...
I just realized that I've always hated living here.
But anyway, the cops will clear the building.
Floor by floor.
Bit by bit, kill by kill.
And they'll be super methodical about it because several rival gangs have tried to take Tama out and none of them could, so woo!
Let's clean up this city.
We're gonna start with the flooring. Hands in, redemption on 3. They meet up with an old lieutenant cop guy just chilling in an alley, and why didn't he ride in the police truck? Did he take an Uber? Is this actually really close to his house so he like walked here? Did he have the non-punching kind of diarrhea and they wouldn't let him ride in the truck? It's unclear. Even less clear, his motives.
You do realize why we're here.
There's something fishy going on with this raid. We're talking Asian arowana levels of fish.
Hello.
That's an Indonesian fish.
Did you Google?
No, I knew it. I didn't Google it.
You're pulling Asian arowana fish out of your head.
Out of my brain, out of my heart, because I love the world. I'm a student of the world.
I love that.
But they're here already, so they might as well infiltrate the building and kill whatever people they find inside. So they sneak strangle a guard in an alley facing literally the only direction I'm positive nobody would ever come from. They could attack from the right or the left, or clearly directly behind him, but he's chosen to face a TV in front of a solid wall. Teens trying to sneak watch porn in their room have more defensively secure positional setups than this guy. You've been redemption. An apparently completely innocent tenant who thought the building being named Thomas Sunny Oak Estates and Drug Lab was a pun or something, fails to hear a dozen cops sneaking up behind him because
I have a sick wife.
sadly, he doesn't mean that she's doing ollies and kickflips in the living room. Not that kind of sick, the AIDS kind.
What the is going on?
Well, maybe not, I don't know, I just assumed, but.
I didn't mean to laugh at that. I was unexpected.
Dave's like, AIDS? Hey, I get that it's hard to find affordable places to rent, but surely there's somewhere slightly safer to bring your sick wife? This is an apartment complex that not only is run by criminals and houses
An in-house narcotics lab.
whose fumes can't possibly be good for her early onset plot deviceosis.
She needs her medication.
It's candy.
Floor to ceiling, nothing but drug dealers and martial arts experts and dudes armed with rocket launchers. And this guy's like, I don't know, man, I just live here.
That enterprising has been renting out rooms like it's an apartment to any low-life piece of looking to keep his head down.
There's gotta be a better apartment complex.
I got a fucking deal on rent here. I just have my blinders on. I go to work, I come home.
I don't see nothing. But it's apparently both off limits to the police and frequently attacked by rival gangs. Do you honestly think during a medical emergency they'd let an ambulance anywhere near this place? Or a DoorDash delivery during a craving emergency? Living on the street would be safer. I'm sure there are plenty of nice Taco Bells you could live behind.
Jordan's tour guide to Indonesia.
Oh!
Safe Taco Bell, specific type of Asian fish you have to ask about.
One more step, and I'll you.
One of the cops is like, we should kick your ass. But Rama's like, no.
What the
We should not kick his ass, and I will personally protect his ass from you and any less innocent tenants of this apparently mixed redemption needing living community.
You wanna play hero?
Yes, please.
The cops sneak in and silently slam a bunch of dudes, some of whom have pulled a Dave and pooped their pants after doing a bunch of drugs.
Sorry.
Dave invented that move to try to cancel out drugs from showing up in his urine tests. It doesn't really work, but he's still very proud of it. I'm pretty sure I could poop out the drugs before they hit my pee stream.
Yeah, I don't know how the pipes down there work, but that checks out.
It's worth trying.
For science.
And so that I can get a job at the Indonesian Taco Bell. They do a lot of drug tests. That's another Indonesia fact. Eventually, however, they run into some kid who had the decency to poop in the bathroom.
Don't move.
But the kid runs away, practically forcing the lieutenant to pull the second move that Dave basically invented.
What the was that?
Sorry.
Every time somebody shoots a kid, they owe you $5. It's crazy. But the shooting is witnessed by another kid who was probably waiting to use the bathroom for drug-induced pooping purposes and who manages to alert Tama that cops are in the halls. Police! And how that might be bad for their whole running a criminal empire thing. Not that it really matters, because the dude's got security cameras out the ass, which explains why Tama's street name is the proctologist, because he has cameras coming out of his ass. Sort of like the opposite of a proctologist. Because, like, they put cameras into your ass.
Right.
Cut all communications and lock it down.
But some no-skill camping-ass criminal snipers from an adjacent building and picks off 2 of the outside cop guards and also a dude inside.
No.
And then one of the previously slammed guys sneaks a machete he had hidden under the table and kills another cop, proving that sometimes you can bring a knife to a gunfight and still do pretty okay.
Very progressive.
Knife Man then pretends he's still tied up. Help me, please! And shoots another cop. And it's like, geez, when is it gonna be enough for this guy? He is addicted to killing cops. They're gonna need to go on the methadone version of killing cops, which I think is probably like killing off-duty security guards. Like when they're trying to wean you off killing cops, they first let you kill off-duty security guards, and then they let you like stab a bunch of those blow-up dolls at the used car lots.
Oh, you mean like that one right there?
That's a real dead body that we got for this shoot. Dave sourced it for us. Outside, another cop says what I say when I definitely did not watch the game last night.
Last night was the worst f***ing game I have ever seen.
And then those 2 guys get killed. Killed all to shit. Killed so hard. A total redemption of the heart. Condolences to their closest cop friends.
We went to fucking game!
You didn't miss much. I saw the whole thing.
I bet they pulled a massive Dave in their pants. The pooping one, not the killing a kid. I hope. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Even in Indonesia, that's illegal.
If I had read Jordan's Guide to Indonesia, I would have known that.
You would have not done it. But I didn't read it, so I did.
I don't know what the f*** they were thinking.
We cut back to Tama, but he's like barely smiling. I feel like he should be much happier with how things are going. Joy is like pooping your pants from doing too many drugs. It's a choice. He kills the lights to the building, and Rama's like totally innocent tenant buddy. He scampers away in the darkness.
Rama, leave him!
And Thomas says over the intercom that if the cops are killed, everybody gets free permanent places to live here forever?
Free of charge.
That's probably the most unrealistic depiction of a landlord ever committed to film. The free rent part, not the criminal part. But is this offer for everybody in the building collectively, or just those with confirmed kills? And if so, how are they gonna track that? Seems like a deal that's way too good to be true. I mean, this place has all the amenities. Drug labs, lots of martial arts experts, at least one fewer annoying kid than yesterday, roof snipers for annoying salespeople. They don't care if you poop yourself. It's both a cop and judgment-free zone. It's a paradise.
Please enjoy yourself.
How could I not?
But Joe says to the lieutenant that they should probably call in some backup, what with half the team having been shot and or stabbed to death. And the lieutenant's like, we can't.
What do you mean you can't? We're alone here.
Well, figure
Literally! This is a very philosophical movie with kicks in the face. Also, I told you this guy was sketchy. Even Tama knows there won't be any repercussions due to
That quaking old
and the cops can't see it, but there are more dudes with guns lining up on the floor above them. The only reason they're not currently blasting is because they can't see the cops in the darkness. But then a door opens and a shotgun cop fires, and whoops, they're illuminated, and the cops get lit up harder than a Salem witch being burned on a big old pile of marijuana.
Witch? I'm seeing a witch!
The cops seal themselves in an apartment, and they're still arresting people, which I'm gonna say it, if these guys getting actively shot and stabbed by hundreds of random tenants can continue to arrest rather than immediately blow everybody away on sight, then I think it's possible to find a way to do it with suburban moms who aren't shooting or stabbing at all.
Very progressive.
Anyway, they blocked the door, but the window's still pretty easy to shoot through.
I forgot.
Oh God, Rama's lost his mind. He's tap dancing like a loon, which I know is redundant because all tap dancing is crazy, but Rama's going extra loony. Oh, okay, never mind, sorry. Rama was foot searching for a hollow spot in the floor so he could hack his way down a floor undetected and keep pace with this stage's speedrun record.
I have played this game before and...
All apartment floors should have a soft spot that you can saw through and poop down in case your neighbor blasts their garbage music at like 1 in the morning. There's a couple of bad guys down there, which actually makes sense because everybody in this building is obviously a criminal. Well, except for the one dude and his sick wife. It's not their fault they didn't read the apartments.com reviews before moving in. Joe rips them apart though because let's friggin' go! Even still, their overall situation doesn't overly improve because again, the whole building is bad. So Rama throws a gas tank in a fridge, pushes it up to the door, plops in a grenade, and friggin' kablooey, dude!
What the was that?
Legally, this is referred to as a reverse Indonesian Jones. Thank you for asking. That's another Indonesian fact.
That's a fun one.
A bunch of dudes are now dead.
We've lost no more than 2 rooms. That's not bad.
And around 30 tenants who once paid us rent.
Is that bad?
It's actually probably helpful that they've been exploded by a fridge IED so they can be replaced with new paying tenants who you can jack the price up on, right? Feels like you want your last tenant and the last cop to shoot each other simultaneously while not damaging any more floors or walls so you don't have to pay for too many more repairs. And bonus, some of your new tenants may be addicted to drugs, so you could sell directly from your drug lab right to them. Transportation costs would be way down and your profit margins are way up. I'm just saying, you gotta look at the apartment complex as half full of dead bodies.
No, half empty of dead bodies is more positive.
I think he likes dead bodies.
Oh.
Whatever, there are still plenty of tenants with machetes wandering around hoping to slice some free rent off of Rama's sweet butt. And now Mad Dog and Andy are heading down to perform some wellness checks, and Rama and an injured cop get separated from the others, but it's fine because Rama could clear the entire friggin' building by himself. Although, to be fair, so could Dave after eating a pint of ice cream because he is very lactose intolerant.
Or you after eating Subway, dude.
But also, Rama, my guy, how are you just a low-level rookie cop? I mean, god damn. There's gotta be a better way to monetize those hands. Oh, Dave, not like that. Okay, to be fair, the injured guy does help a little bit too. Side note, I really wish they didn't have to dub all the grunts into English too. I can't even imagine how shameful that must have been for the guy making $6 and a half eating beef and cheddar, making more English-sounding grunts in some audio sweatshop somewhere. Oh! Ooh, no me gusta. Sorry, wrong dub. Ouchie.
A lot of dubs to get through today.
Okay, you're overdoing it. Ooh, what was I saying? Probably my second favorite little kill in this movie. Man, this movie rips, even if it's mostly grunted in English.
Open the door!
Rama and his very useful friend hide with the sweet himbo who didn't even know this was a criminal apartment complex. He just thought the wallpaper was pretty, and he Anne Franks them in one of the walls.
No, Ann, no, you're safe here. Hey! What the f is going on?
The machete guy comes in and searches the place by stabbing the walls. Sherlock Holmes, he is not. Yeah, I've got a thought. Sherlock, I feel like you're just doing shit. No, there's a point to this, I swear.
You're wearing lipstick. You weren't wearing lipstick before.
He does manage to slice Rama in the cheek while also decreasing Thomas' profit margin when he relists this apartment. But I guess Rama rubs the blood off before the machete leaves the wall so he's undiscovered? Why didn't Anne Frank try that?
Is that what you want?
It would be better to lick it off, I think.
I will say I'm very tired of movie geniuses who could basically see the future because of something their dads kept quizzing them on who in the diner was eating what ice cream flavors when they were kids to make them freakishly observant. What I want are characters who can react in the moment in improvised ways that feel smart, but also feel like something a regular person could think of if they could keep their wits about them while being stabbed through a wall. Like again, Anne Frank. I assume she was stabbed through the wall by a machete. I didn't finish the diary. Is that how it ends?
You know of my diary?
You have to stay calm.
That said, Rama will probably still get syphilis though. That thing's had a lot of other cops' blood on it, and I could tell by the way these guys were looking at each other in the police truck, this is not a precinct that practices safe sex.
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
It's the Raid Redemption, not the Raid Contraception, okay? Eventually, Bali Trejo leaves with his machete, but not before saying what the Food Lion Deli meat guy always says to me after I point at a big block of ham.
You want me to slice that bitch up?
Can I get a quarter pound of that bitch sliced up?
Yeah. Could you slice up just a couple ounces of that bitch? I just need enough of that bitch to make a sandwich.
What about a spoon or some chopsticks?
Rama also leaves, sans his injured buddy, who's bleeding green, which unless he's secretly Gamora in a lot of makeup or a diehard Celtics fan, that seems bad. That said, this movie is so much fun that if they suddenly threw in an alien invasion subplot into it, I wouldn't mind. I might not even notice. I'm really just focused on all the fighting. Here's a couple of guys who are apparently having a lot of fun dangling somebody upside down.
Man, that's too much.
That's very funny.
Is that the original Indonesian line? You're too much gutting that guy upside down. Waka waka.
Get Lost blows up the meth lab with a rocket.
Ah, that's smart.
But they see Rama and they think they can kill him, but let me tell you kids, they cannot kill him. Nobody can kill him because, good God, look at him go. I love how messy this fight style is. There's a lot of groundwork. I dig it. Also, there's a lot of diving backwards and impaling necks on splintered door frames, and I very dig that. Eventually, Rama knocks the main machete bad guy out the window, riding him down a couple of floors like an Indonesian Jason Bourne.
Jesus Christ.
Before stumbling through the hallways using memories of his wife for strength. I do the same thing, but it's for the strength to get all the grocery bags inside from the car in one trip. Stumbling down the hallway, milk blasting all over. Oranges.
You're just like hitting every wall on the way.
Flashbacks to some romantic moment with my wife where she was under the white sheets in slow motion. How many Go-Gurts did we buy?
You see something leaning against the eggs a little bit too much.
But no, he's pulled into a room by Andy, who's apparently a pretty nice guy, give or take being a drug lord second-ish in command. Like, for example, here's Andy earlier killing two of his buddies.
Why?
Okay, I see how that doesn't seem that nice on the surface, but consider that they probably sucked.
What the f are you doing?
I hate my boss.
If a person sucks, I say you murder them on an elevator, even if they might suck. Turns out Andy and Rama are brothers. They've chosen different paths in life though, because Rama's live-in daddy didn't love Andy right, and anyway, Andy's really good at drug stuff. It's his favorite now.
It's the one thing I know how to do. I f***ing own it.
Great.
Yeah. And frankly, not everyone is fortunate enough to love the thing they are good at while also making money off it. So it's only fair to let Andy go and let him live his best life. Neither agrees to do the other brother's thing, that is drugs or copping, so they part ways, a little sadder, but a little more understanding of the other brother's thing. Wow.
Just because you see what I do is wrong doesn't mean I can't be good at it.
Even if that means going to jail.
Elsewhere, the other surviving cops, Joe, Lieutenant, and another guy, are having interpersonal problems.
Who ordered this hit?
On Tama specifically, but the lieutenant refuses to say on the off chance he can escape this thing alive.
We're not here to do good.
Yeah, I think the second the lieutenant shot a kid in the neck, you should have said, hey, maybe that's not a good thing to have done. And then you could have just hopped in the Lieutenant Police's Uber and gone home. It's one of those universal rules. If your teacher is more than 15 minutes late to class, you can legally leave. And if your lieutenant kills a kid, you can legally be excused from his murder raid.
Can I go home?
Anytime Dave shoots a kid in the neck, we wrap up filming for the day. Otherwise, it puts like a real damper on the whole production. But the biggest damper on this argument in particular is Mad Dog and his boys showing up. Those are some bad boys. What you gonna do? The lieutenant runs away and Joe sends other guy to protect him. Now! But because Mad Dog's got mad honor, he and Joe do a sick-ass one-on-one fight.
I never really liked using these.
And let me tell you, Mad Dog's a little guy, but he's got a big heart.
This is the pulse.
And it's like they say, it's not about the size of the Mad Dog in the fight, it's about the size of the fight in the Mad Dog.
This is the thing.
He also punches pretty mad doggone hard, especially with his knees, seemingly. It's a great fight. But at the end, Mad Dog's kind of a dick to Joe, and then he snaps his neck, which is a super dick move. More like Dick Dog.
This is what I do.
Anyway, Mad Dick drags Joe's body up to Tama like my dog dragging a deer carcass onto our porch, thinking I'll be excited about having to huck yet another 50-point corpse in the trash can.
Yeah, well, I'm taking him anyway.
One of the other types of corpses I keep having to throw in the trash can are all those kids that Dave shot in the neck. He's always dragging them up to my porch. I should really power wash that thing. Anyway, Andy also heads up there, but he's dragging 0 corpses, as Tama points out like 15 times.
I'm not the one who came back empty-handed.
Surely you've got something to show. Show me your hands. Empty.
But then they stab Andy in the empty hand because, yeah, security cameras everywhere, dude. You know this. I assume you helped install them. You should have yelled through the door, stayed off camera, and been like, Rama, come in here. It's your long-lost brother. I swear to God, please don't beat me with your fast fist. But he didn't, so here we are. Nobody ever listens to me in these movies. I don't care if they're already filmed.
Seems these monitors are the only truth I got left.
Rama reunites with the lieutenant and the other guy, and together the three amigos kill like 100 people in the drug amenities room like it's a bonus level. Like they're throwing knives, they're throwing chairs, and most importantly, they are throwing hands, baby. I'm glad that after the initial assault, everybody in the building ran out of bullets and or accidentally dropped their guns in the trash and didn't pull them out because, ew, that'd be gross. The point is the fights are a lot cooler without guns. I'm also glad that every single person in this building is also an expert martial artist. Maybe Tama offers free martial arts classes as an amenity. Honestly, all in all, he seems like a pretty chill landlord. The point is everything in this building has created what we in the sitting our ass and watching martial arts movies business like to call a perfect storm for kick-ass fight scenes. I'm in the business of sitting on my ass and watching martial arts movies and then talking about them. And let me tell you, business is good. As they leave, Rama sees his brother tortured by Mad Dog. He saunters in and Mad Dog's immediately like, oh, this is gonna be so sick. So he lowers Andy and lets them fight a very honorable 3-way fisticuff battle. That dog is a beast, but he's eventually killed by Andy heroically cheating because Andy is great at all the drug stuff, but he's not that great at fighting fairly. Shame. Mad Dog, to be fair, didn't explicitly say they weren't allowed to use weapons or stab each other in the neck. So I guess that's why Andy stabs him in the neck with a shard, allowing Rama to finish him off. So Maybe that's really on Mad Dog for not providing a comprehensive syllabus before the battle, but it's kind of a lame way for Mad Dog to be put down. Although, to be fair, nobody was ever gonna beat him fairly. Rip, Mad Dog. My God, you are a mad one, dog. I hope you come back as an entirely unrelated character in the next movie because you're such a badass. The lieutenant and friend, meanwhile, managed to secure a gun and grab Tama, except whoops!
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
The lieutenant still sucks ass.
Now you're gonna get me the out of here.
As they leave, the lieutenant even takes a couple pot shots at Rama, while the ever-brilliant mastermind Tama here is like, we always knew you were coming, which is why I had my guards face all the walls, I guess.
Did you honestly think it would be that easy to get in?
And also why the apartment dwellers pretty much lost.
I was waiting for you. We all were.
And we failed to stop you. It's like, what are you saying? He has a gun to your head, so how did that knowledge work for you? I still won. Yeah, but I knew it.
But I knew it.
I knew it.
Joke's on you.
Were all his guys' pensions about to kick in and he wanted to save some money by having them all murdered? That's what I plan to do with Dave when he gets too old to operate the camera, so I get it, but he's putting himself at a lot of personal risk. I plan to just drop Dave off a cliff. No risk. Basically, everybody is dead, give or take the snipers, or really taking their sweet-ass time on checking in at how things are going with the non-sniper business. What are they doing? They just waiting, I guess? Maybe that's their job. I don't know. I don't know what the Indonesian criminals are supposed to be doing. But regardless, the point is we knew you were coming because you were actually set up by your unseen superior Reza. And guess what? We talk about you all the time and we all agree that you suck and none of us are actually friends with you, and we all laugh about your model girlfriend in Canada that you clearly made up, and also your shoes are knockoffs, and your makeup makes you look like a whore. Even if you get out of here, they're gonna make sure that you're murdered, and also they're gonna tell everybody that you have a tiny little hog, and they're gonna spill water on your pants to make it look like you died crying and peeing yourself. Oh no. Maybe you shouldn't have told the guy with a gun to your head that he's screwed no matter what he does, and he has no reason to keep you specifically alive? I shouldn't have said that. I don't know why I said that. I feel like such a goober now.
I just blurt things out.
I just say shit, and I shouldn't. I don't matter at all. If I died right now, you would face zero repercussions. But let me go? Maybe? Then the lieutenant, ever the loser, fails even in shooting himself in his own dumb head. Honestly, pretty incredible he made it all the way through this movie. Some guys just really know how to fail upward through an apartment complex filled with drug criminal martial arts experts and capture their leader. Not a lot of guys, but he's one of those guys.
You think they'll let you join them at the top?
I mean, maybe. Was the entire point just to get the lieutenant killed for no clearly explained reason other than sometimes corrupt cops are mean to other corrupt cops? But what they didn't expect was that their plan would run into the teeny tiny hiccup of Rama killing literally everybody in the building and being related to Tama's second in command. Gotta be easier ways to kill people than to send them into a building full of martial arts experts.
That's sick though.
It is sick. I'm not arguing.
Like, okay, put yourself in that position. Like, you're the police chief. It's like, we could just kill this guy. We could just shoot this guy in the head right now and be done with everything. Or.
And actually, to your point, they know that that place is rigged up with a bunch of cameras. So they're like, we'll just film it. We'll release it into theaters. Make a little money. I know a guy who knows Mike Shinoda. Maybe we'll get him to do the music. You know, the Linkin Park rapper. Oh my God, this is like all coming together.
This is all coming together. My cousins could do the American dubs.
My cousin is crazy good at grunting in English. Hired. Guys, I know we're corrupt, but I really feel like we're doing good work here. I really love working with you guys. You guys are my best friends.
This is like a family.
Obviously, I don't know. Shut up. Then I guess Andy tells everybody the show's over, which, does that mean they get free rent now, or what? Is the redemption them getting their security deposits back? Does Andy own the building now? Like, how do criminal succession plans work for Indonesian real estate? That's the one thing about Indonesia I don't know.
The one thing not in your travel guide, and I'm in this exact situation. I'm like, I need to know this information, Jordan.
What happens when when my boss, the Indonesian criminal kingpin who owns an apartment complex, dies? Do I get it?
Spent $60 on your travel guide. I'm flipping through. It's just like, it's all Taco Bell and fish.
It has nothing to do with it. Unlike most travel guides, which are
succession plans.
I don't know, it's unclear, but Andy hands over a bunch of evidence detailing how dirty all the cops are and sends Rama, the lieutenant, and the injured guy on their merry way. Wow, what a movie.
It just fits.
Hell yeah, it does. Then we see the cast was like 90% fighters. Because I guess Indonesians are all trained in Pencak Silat from birth? It'd explain a lot.
It just fits.
I got it.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good, but you could do better.
All right.
If the worst that happens is that you suffer the indignity of an old man seeing your cock, then I'd say you got off light.
Raid 2. BERANDAL. Not to be confused with Raid 2 Benadryl, because that one's a total snooze fest. Or Raid 2 Bernthal, who is an actor that honestly probably would be terrible in an American remake of this movie.
He had a reputation, yes.
No.
Oh, and in case you were wondering, BERANDAL is apparently Indonesian for thug or hooligan. Dave already knew that because he read my travel guide, and also because he says he wants to be able to hire goons of any nationality in their native language if the situation calls for it. He also wants to hire gooners, but that's for different situations and not a part of my travel guide.
Gooner for hire. We'll goon all day, all night.
I goon at your command. But anyway, because this movie is a 2, it opens with 2 cars driving up to 2 guys digging, well, actually just 1 hole. Already screwed things up. By the way, do not try to Google the opening of this movie by searching for 2 guys, 1 hole. Just trust Dave on that one. Every day he falls into that trap. He's like, oh, I was just looking up the beginning of the raid too. Oops. A guy with a bag over his head is brought to the hole to be presumably killed into it by this other limping casino fan named Bejo. And yeah, good call on already having the hole pre-dug. Double pre-plus! In action movies, they always make people dig their own grave, but logically, why would you ever do that? For starters, it wastes a bunch of your valuable time, and it hands them a possible weapon. If they did that to me, I'd personally be like, no thank you, and then I would pretend that the shovel was a guitar so I could go out the same way I lived, with music in my heart and refusing to do manual labor. Not gonna dig your hole! Jeez, just shoot him.
There's no funny guy in all these movies. Somebody's gotta do it.
Hire me! I'll be the silly guy that you shoot in the head at the beginning of the Raid 3! But the baghead guy is Andy.
It's a question of ambition.
I guess Andy was like me at an all-you-can-eat establishment. That is, he was being too ambitious. This is apparently unlike Tama, which is an interesting comparison because Tama was literally just assassinated by crooked cops.
That's why Penguin let him be the man he was.
Dead. I feel like whatever his ambitions were, they didn't seem to help in the end, one way or another. They're like, you're too ambitious. Unlike Tama. I'm like, well, Tama is dead. I don't want to be like Tama.
So, I guess this brings us back full circle.
But anyway, Andy, we can't have you being too ambitious. But this movie opens almost immediately after the first movie. What did Andy do in the last 6 hours to end up here? Did he send everybody a mob mission statement overnight like a criminal Jerry Maguire?
I gave you a chance.
Who's coming with me?
Did he order like way too much Dominoes? And they're like, you were too ambitious. Nobody can eat that much Dominoes. Not here in Indonesia. We're all, you know, not big guys.
Now, if this was Cleveland...
Boy, his ambition would never need, there would be no cap.
Andy, you have a future in Cleveland. That's why we bagged you up and we're sending you there.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna kill you. We're actually sending you to Cleveland. Sorry for all the theatrics.
We like a little drama here, you know?
You know how it is.
I like to think I'm a reasonable man.
But also, like, how could Bejo possibly already know that Andy turned over dirty cop information? Did Rama, like, already do a live react on TikTok that was watched by Reza, the corrupt, unseen police guy behind the Raid Redemption?
I never do this, but I'm just gonna hop in and say, actually, the problem is the Indonesian criminal succession rules, I guess. Bejo seems to think that Andy should not have taken over Tama's business, which, fine, but again, it's been like 12 hours. How has he already taken it over way too much? I think he must have gone to Bangoon, who you don't even know who that is yet, to be like, hey, I now own Tama's stuff, and Bangoon was like, okay, that's cool, but Bejo heard about that instantly, grabbed Andy instantly, and killed him for doing that. Hope that's clear.
It's a one step at a time kind of thing.
Rama, meanwhile, along with the lieutenant and the injured guy, delivers Andy's corrupt cop evidence to some guy named Bonawar. Bonawar? Guys, look, I know a lot about Indonesia, and I heard their names a lot, but it really didn't lock in. I'm sorry. The only 2 pronunciations I know at all are English. like American English, and Spanish. And even then, Mexican Spanish. I can't even do like Spanish, like Spain Spanish. So you'll forgive me if I pronounce Bunawar wrong. Okay, come on.
At least you got Andy.
I nailed Andy. Didn't we just film something where somebody was named Tony and I flipped it to Tori halfway through? It's been a rough week.
Yeah, he's right.
Anyway, he gave it to some guy named Bunawar who leads a secret anti-corruption unit inside the police force. And to prove how not corrupt they are, he executes the lieutenant in a very uncorrupt way.
What was that?
It's okay. It is.
Rama's not thrilled by this, but in a deleted scene, we learn that Bunawar bullets were engraved with official signed death warrants. And then Lady Justice shed a single exquisite tear from listening to this display of uncorruption. So he doesn't even know how uncorrupt it was that he just shot that dude in the head.
This is the only way we can be sure he won't say a word about you.
Lady Justice is a committed woman.
Bunawar is also like, look, dude, he would have ratted you out, and then you and your family would be killed. Not to mention, the lieutenant himself would be killed any second. Not by himself, because he was too incompetent to do that when he tried, but someone would have, so it's fine. Let it go, it's in the past. The murder happened like a minute ago. Stop harping on about it. Move past it. Life goes on. I mean, not for this lieutenant, but for you, maybe. I don't know. Furthermore, if we brought this evidence to the courts, the real bad guys like Reza would find fall guys and continue operating as normal. But we want to make sure that we take them out. The boys at the top boys. And unfortunately, we just ran out of death warrant bullets, so we can't just shoot them in the head like we did with this guy. Because some shootings of corrupt cops are uncorrupt, but other shootings of corrupt are corrupt. Just remember the acronym SSOCCAUBOSOCCAC if you're ever confused. Say it back to me. So I know that you don't shoot the wrong cop.
Oh, God.
You're not above just shooting corrupt cops in the head. I just watched you do it. Can you just do that?
I've been down that road before.
Remember 5 seconds ago?
But anyway, Rama, we want your help. So poof, you were never a part of the raid redemption.
In their eyes, you're still a rookie for sake.
Oh, okay, he was the best part of the raid redemption. Let's not be too hasty here. But then he tells Rama the same thing I tell Dave while pointing to his unrequited crush.
You were never there.
I mean, everyone in that building except for that one dude and his sick wife are dead. So I don't think it'll be too hard to pull this lie off. But now I would like for you to go undercover, because wouldn't that be like hella sick, dog? You could even choose your own gangster name, which, you could call yourself Mad Dog. No one's using that anymore.
No. Not interested.
Okay, but why?
But later, Rama and his sad daddy are sad about dead prodigal Andy, while no one anywhere is sad about the lieutenant guy. So when Rama meets with Bunawar like 5 minutes later and discovers he's wearing, honestly, an absolutely delightful Paddington hat.
Keep your eyes down. There's some sort of bear over there, probably selling something.
I can provide safety for your wife and child.
No, thank you.
All these feelings combined in his soul in such a way that the prospect of not going undercover becomes positively untenable. How could he say no to that hat?
Meaning?
I have to arrest you.
No, thank you.
Bunawar's like, great, okay, here's the situation. There are two major crime families, Bangoon and Goto. Tama worked for Bangoon, and Reza is also being paid off by Bangoon. The point is, Rama, what matters is we need you to get close to Bangoon's son, Ucho. Now, I know what you're thinking, but it won't be as simple as bringing over a GameCube and a couple of cold ones and banging out a few rounds of Super Smash Bros. Melee. Ucho's in prison. And Indonesian prisons are especially awful in that they don't let you play GameCube while sipping a few cold ones. They only let you play with a busted Sega Genesis with Shaq Fu and room temperature natty light on hand. So you're actually gonna need to Super Smash Melee somebody else's son, specifically a politician's son that Ucho hates, I guess.
Do enough to get inside, but not enough to keep you there for good.
Yeah, break his fingers a little bit, but not on his dominant hand. Kick just one testicle, but don't stomp on it. Bite off one ear, but don't swallow. Just remember the acronym DETGINETSFG if you're ever confused. Oh, that sound good?
Yes or no? Got it.
Whoops. Rama Murder Hands immediately boofs it up because shockingly, he's not that great at only sort of hurting people. As such, he's assigned a whopping 3 years in prison.
Bunawar said I'd be out in months.
You almost killed someone.
Idiot, they gave you an acronym about avoiding that and everything. He must have popped both testicles and in a school zone. That's a big no-no in Indonesia. That's another Indonesian fact. You don't know this because you're from out of town, but you're not allowed to pop both testicles in a school zone. This is Indonesia.
Nah.
Even before that, Rama's wife doesn't seem too thrilled about the plan, especially considering, they have a newborn. Man, some guys will do anything to get out of changing diapers. They'll pretend they don't know how to do it, which is weaponized incompetence. They'll invent tasks around the house to do instead of diaper duty, which is busy work. Or they'll go undercover with a criminal organization, which is known as the Raid 2.
You nod here.
But Rama's like, these hands were made for pounded, baby, not for changing diapers and raising babies. And not to toot my own horn, but that paraphrased line is so good, it should have been both actually in the film and the film's official tagline. If they brought me in to English dub this movie, I would have just kept saying it until they shot me in the head. Like, you're either gonna put it in the movie or you're gonna have to kill me. It's too good of a line, guys.
These hands were made for pounding, baby, not for raising babies.
Release the breeding gut.
Too good. But Rama continues, I realize, wife of mine, that the anti-corrupt guys technically made it so I wasn't technically involved in the events of the Raid Redemption. So technically nobody should really be alive enough to be looking for me or us. But again, I'm a simple corpse farmer. That's what I was made to do. God wants me to kill every mean-looking Indonesian man in the entire country. And any Indonesian women if they had a bunch of hammers, just like speaking hypothetically. I don't discriminate when I terminate. Rama said all of that.
Got it?
And he wants to start, apparently, with like 50 dudes in the prison shitter. This is actually a sign of affection in Indonesian prisons. If they didn't like him, they'd send 100 dudes to go kill him in the prison shitter. Rama seems like he was overwhelmed by them, but I guess he wasn't. Maybe they were just all trying to hug him, and he profoundly misinterpreted it. They're like, big hug, big hug. He's like, it seems like he's hurting a lot of guys, but I really want that hug. Oh, swarm of bodies goes over him. And then like later we see him at lunch. And I'm like, I feel like we needed to see what happened between then and now.
Yeah, because a lot of things could happen with that many bodies on one man. I can tell you.
Yeah, I know you could. You're always texting me, my ribs are broken, but I've never been happier. The next day at lunch, Ucho, I bet it's Uko.
It wasn't.
Ucho, I'm so bad at this.
The next day at lunch, Uko tries to recruit Rama, now going by the criminal name Yuda, which, I mean, that's okay, but it's not gonna earn him nearly as much respect as the proctologist, which, yes, would work for him too because of all the dudes he obliterated in the pooper. I bet he put some fists up some poopers, right?
That's one of the things that could happen with that many men.
There are never enough walls to cover your back.
And anyway, Rama Yuda likes to play hard to get, though. He's very coquettish. He's like a Victorian housemaid toying with her gentleman lover, that Rama.
I'm flattered, but...
Don't make me tap
that ass! But later during recess, which today sucks, by the way, because it's raining like crazy, I truly believe that prisoners should just get sent home on rainy days, because it's no fun at prison on those days.
Suck it up.
Rama sees a bunch of bad dudes giving each other handies, which is Indonesian prison slang for hand signals, and he correctly deduces this means they're gonna murder Uko because they are jealous of how much he looks like Indonesian Elvis. Unfortunately for their plans, Rama's got a broom, which in his hands is the equivalent of a rocket launcher in Dave's hands. The resultant Super Smash Bros. Melee forces a bunch of guards to run in to break things up, but they're not very effective. And I'm starting to worry that all the leg breaking and killing people with rocks might add a few weeks to Rama's prison sentence here.
That's illegal. That's illegal. That's illegal.
Unless he wins, of course. Then by law, he gets a month off for every guy he kills. It helps with Indonesia's prison overcrowding. But even still, actual prison guards are dying, seemingly. I feel like he should be punished for his role in this. I'm also worried that he's actually not doing that good a job at protecting Uko. I mean, it doesn't hurt Uko's survival chances to have Rama bashing dudes' heads in with big-ass rocks, but if Uko didn't also happen to be shockingly good at martial arts in his own right, he definitely would be dead by now, and Rama would have to restart the entire escort mission. The thing that I'm not worried about, how f***ing rad these fight scenes are. Sets are bigger, the takes are longer, and the action is way more brutal. This is what movies should be. Specifically the Raid 2. All movies should be the Raid 2. Even the Raid 1 should be the Raid 2. Oh, okay, so apparently the guards do have a limit. You can kill as many guards and inmates as you want inside the prison, but you are not allowed to leave. This is the Hotel California of Indonesian prisons. Eventually, Rama's knocked out, but even still, we can see in Uko's eyes the beginning flutterings of true bro love. I want you to crime me like one of your hammer-wielding half-French girls. That's what he would have said if I got to dub it.
I love you, bro!
Tomorrow, Uko will send only a scant 10 guys to try and kill Rama in the shitter, which is basically like a marriage proposal in Indonesian prison culture. You guys are learning a lot. You should go find any Indonesian friend of yours and be like, let me tell you all the things that I know about you now. Cut to 2 years years later, during which time the local bone doctors, like whatever they're called, they probably all bought like 2 super yachts each. They've had Rama in prison for 2 years. I don't think there's a single criminal in the whole prison system with all of his legs still attached. Now that's a long time, but it's still shorter than his original sentence. So my guess is either they ran out of prisoners for him to break and were scared that he'd go back to destroying guards, or he got out early because of good behavior. That is, every time he didn't kill 50 dudes in the shitter or during recess, the guards gave him a gold star for the day. Get enough gold stars, you get to go home. This is called positive reinforcement, and it's how all prisons should operate. And in fact, that is how prisons operate in Sweden. But there, it's called a noodling. Doodle.
You.
Oh wait, never mind. Rama's picked up by Uko, who's like, sorry it took so long for my daddy to get you out of prison, but the guards took GameCubes as bribes, and those are nearly impossible to get into prisons in Indonesia. If they would have accepted Nintendo DSs, we could have just stuck them in our butts, but GameCubes, even those of us with the biggest buttholes, they can't fit a GameCube in it. Anyway, the point is they were greedy. Our buttholes were only of a certain size. It took time.
I appreciate what you did for me.
In my butt.
Anyway, let's go to Daddy's office so you can thank him personally. I won't say you have to suck his toes, but I'm also not saying it wouldn't help. Just see where the vibes in your mouth take you.
You can do that yourself.
And Rama's like, sounds good. Let me just rip off this random wire apparently sewn into my clothes against my will, and let me just throw away this camera someone taped to my chest. And I should probably fully remove the gun that's all the way up inside of my butthole. Okay, now we can go.
Okay.
When they arrive, Bangun and Goto are already there hanging out, talking about Bejo, and generally they're just being best buds who will never die after being outsmarted by an idiot like Bejo. Like, can you imagine?
Do you know of a man that goes by the name of Bejo?
He sucks.
With respect.
The respect is mutual.
And since Bangun is Indonesian and Goto is Japanese, they're probably bonding about how sick red and white flags are. If the movie had a bigger budget, there'd also be a third Polish character here, but sadly, that did not happen.
It's okay.
Besides, what's done is done.
Bangun is like, hello, Yuda. Thank you for saving my son. All I ask for in return is that you get buck-ass nude.
Suffer the indignity of an old man seeing your cock.
They're checking him for a wire, you see, and also maybe for pubic hair.
Arms up.
They find neither, and my goodness, it is lucky that Rama found that wire and also shaved his balls and got that I love being a police officer and I hate crime tattoo removed. As a reward, they give Rama new clothes and a job and an apartment, but he'll have to grow back his pubes on his own time. They're not gonna give him pubes.
Then let's say you got off light.
Are you wearing yours today? Are you wearing your...
It is itchy.
Ceremonial The Raid 2 Merkin?
It came with the popcorn bucket.
Oh, wow, wee!
Woohoo!
Take them off.
Rama blasts some music, then pulls a secret SIM card out of his mouth to call Bonawar to blast him with angry words about trying to hide a wire on him without letting him know.
No more surprises.
Then he calls his wife so he can maybe get a boob pic after 2 years in prison, and maybe listen to his son blast nonsensical noises like, Daddy, you have to be careful not to disappear into the inherently violent culture of gang life during your undercover operation. Remember what Nietzsche said, he who fights with monsters might take care lest he thereby become a monster. Do you need an acronym in case you forget? It's like, ugh. Kids are so annoying.
Don't put him on.
Yeah, I get it. Daddy's gotta work. Rama's first criminal assignment is to collect money from a porn warehouse. And I'd argue that he's already failed the second he showed up without wearing industrial strength latex gloves. But Uko's going to raise the warehouse's protection rates because they're not just doing
cock and cum.
Well, that's my favorite thing.
They're also selling drugs, which may have come too, depending on how clean they keep this place, which it's not looking great. But also, are you saying they got too ambitious? Damn. What is this movie's obsession with squashing ambition, especially when it relates to drugs? If people weren't ambitious, we'd have no drug dealers whatsoever. And is that a world you want to live in?
You don't have to explain anything.
This is all bad news for the little guy in charge here because they've already run into some serious production issues with their most recent pegging video.
Just that guy's asshole, you stupid bitch.
With pleasure.
A please would be nice. Good bosses know how to motivate their female employees that are railing a homeless guy in the asshole. Now that said, Uko's request actually seems perfectly reasonable. He'd arguably be justified if he walked in guns blazing and shot everybody as punishment for them secretly selling drugs, which is actually the Bangun family's whole deal. So what these guys are doing is actually a form of plagiarism, which is the worst crime imaginable, at least according to the most popular YouTube video in recent memory. But Uko instead merely requests more money since they're making more money. It's just a percentages thing. If anything, the deal seems generous. But I think the little porn people disagree. And again, not to be Mr. Big Business over here, but like I always say to Dave, how does blasting guns instead of homeless dudes' buttholes benefit your operation? Keep your eye on the prize, which I guess what I'm literally saying is keep your eye on that homeless dude's butthole.
The book, it's like habits of highly successful people.
They continue to look at the homeless man's butthole until it's finished being pegged.
That's most of the habits, yeah.
It's actually just one habit.
Really, that's a secret.
Where did you find this guy?
But seriously, are you going to kill everybody in this entire crime syndicate? Because if you kill one member of a criminal organization, you have to kill all of them. I tell my kids that every night. Even just 2 seconds of fighting has resulted in your entire porn database getting pegged with bullets. Now your customers and your bank account have blue balls. The little guy runs away, but Rama catches the shit out of him. And this pleases Daddy, although not enough to give Uko more responsibility.
Not yet.
This is basically Succession, but with more martial arts, which I always said was the main thing missing from Succession, aside from Jerry's Krav Maga subplot in season 3. That was pretty sick, but everything else I was like, I wish they would like karate chop. Again, Succession should just be the Raid 2. Would have won more Emmys.
You are not serious people.
Uko and Rama celebrate at some club where I guess you can get
cheap skanks.
But didn't you just score big time from the porn guy? Stop being a cheapskate. Pay for some premium skanks. You know, single origin, artisanal, hand-waxed. You only live once.
I'm good, I'll just watch.
Regardless, I guess you also get to sing karaoke in a private room, which feels like quite possibly the most socially awkward situation in existence. Not only are you, I guess, about to bang prostitutes right in front of your boss, you just know it's gonna show up on your performance review at the end of the year, like, made a lot of sales, had a real weird floppy dick. I didn't know you were gonna be there for that part.
You should have told me earlier.
But on top of that, you're gonna have to freaking sing in front of these weirdos? Do you have to do those at the same time? Because if so, I don't love it. Not as much as Rama's wife won't love it, but still.
You either sing or you whore!
Even worse, Uko's not even nice to the tone-deaf prostitutes.
It's my time, you to...
Yeah, time to get your wallet bugged, bitch. Somewhere else, Bangoon meets with Mad Dog? Nope, apparently they've just used the same actor to play a new character, Koso. Which honestly makes sense, because why would you make a movie without him in it? Imagine how much better Kramer versus Kramer would have been if it were Kramer versus Kramer versus Kramer, with this guy playing the third Kramer and fighting Hoffman and Streep to the death for custody of the kid. Like if he had like a hammer or something. You know, like how he fought Rama and Andy for custody of their lives.
I'm leaving you.
Mad Dog kicked ass, and now Koso kicks ass. Specifically, the asses of all these random dudes in the streets. I think they maybe work for Bejo, but I don't know. The important thing is their asses are kicked in a manner that reminds me a little bit of a dog that is mad. Then Bangoon meets with Rama during the lake chucking of the now dead little porn guy. He's like, hey, I know my son sucks, so if you see him doing anything that sucks, which again is most things, please let me know. In this specific case, snitches get bonuses instead of stitches. Also, fun fact,
Nothing tastes good here.
the fish in this lake, they taste like ass. Like the ass of dead little porn guy specifically, because we killed him and we threw him in the lake. I just want to make sure that we are clear. I am admitting to murder. Good thing nobody here is wearing a wire sewn into their pubic hair against their will. I'd look like a real idiot then, wouldn't I? we're all good crime friends.
I hope you're right.
Turns out Bangoon is 100% correct. His son sucks all the ass. Not of a little porn dude necessarily, but in general. And Uko conspires with Bejo to instigate a war between Bangoon and Goto. And all Bejo would like in return is a small slice of tasty Goto land.
We carve up Goto's land, run this city side by side, and I get a small patch to myself.
And then we will finally get married.
To that end, it'd be super great if Uko could get all the Japanese people in the area killed. Like, if you need that to happen, you need Dave. Dave does that naturally. And as a show of goodwill, Bejo gives Uko the gift of murdering all the dudes who tried to kill him in prison, which is honestly, it's so sweet and so personalized. Like if somebody offered me the chance to slit 5 dudes' throats, I'd be like, oh, that's honestly very kind, but I don't really want it. I'm all full for mercy killing all the half-dead pigeons that Dave keeps leaving on my bed. But to Uko or Dave, This is like Christmas. Way better than getting, I don't know, a generic gift card for cheap, toneless skanks.
We could be at a titty bar hooking up with Uzbeki girls.
Yes, please.
Now, Bangun won't randomly want to go to war with his good white and red flag liking buddy Goto, much like me not suddenly being into slitting dudes' throats and people in general not being into fish that taste like little dead porn producer ass. So Uko and Beijo need to come up with a plan to force Bangun's hand, secretly.
It'll take a lot more than just the death of a foot soldier.
I already have someone in mind for that.
Hell yeah! Yeah!
Rama hears all this, by the way, and even films some of it, but I don't think he ever does anything with it, even though Bangun very politely asked. Rama is rude. Rude Rama, we call him. Elsewhere, Koso has put on a suit to try to look nice for this pretty lady, but has completely neglected the 38 pounds of filthy hair on his head. So she doesn't seem to be into it. It's like trying to wear cute little board shorts, but neglecting 38 merkin pounds of pubic hair. You have to address that first.
You don't have to do that. I get it.
But I dream of a world where a person is judged by their nice suit and not the 38 pounds of filthy dead cells and probably lice on their head. Turns out she's his ex-wife because his ability to kill anything apparently also applies to his marriage, and he's still paying child support even though it's been 15 years or something.
I'm not a smart man.
Hey, come on, buddy. You know there are different types of intelligence. There's emotional intelligence and musical intelligence, and you're very good at killing guys, so maybe there's also killing intelligence?
Genius, genius, genius!
Speaking of, he suddenly leaves to meet with Uko at a club featuring several hot dancing ladies and several not so hot dancing dudes.
I'll be right back. Gotta piss.
And Koso somehow doesn't notice the entire club empty in under 15 seconds. I assume it's because of his 38 pounds of hair covering up his ears. And I hate to implicitly agree with his ex-wife, but...
Yeah, and whose choice was that?
He does understand what this means, however. When a bunch of dudes of various hotnesses and dancing abilities run in to attack him, he kills literally every single one of them.
2 hours later.
Then some other random guy with hooks kills Koso and his lice in the alley outside the club, which is pretty lame. I feel like he at least has earned a nice death, like being smothered with a delicious pepperoni pizza or drowned in
cheap skanks.
Mad Koso is always getting finished off by cheaters. Nobody could ever defeat him in a fair fight, regardless of his character name. It's just a bummer. In both movies, he gets killed like by somebody using a weapon when we all agreed we weren't using weapons. Uko then goes to Daddy and is like, wow, some Chinese guys told me the Japanese guys totally did this, and they said that you smell like a bitch and have a weird dick, and also all 27 dead bodies in the club were definitely Japanese, which is why we buried them super fast in Canada, and also that's why you can't look at them to see if that's true.
Can you believe that shit?
Not really, no.
So what are you gonna do about that?
We will not retaliate.
Damn it, Daddy. I can't believe you don't believe my ruse. My accurate accounting of events as relayed to me by some trustworthy Chinese guys.
The Chinks say they saw the Japs attacking Koso in that alleyway.
Well, it's always a coin toss with the Chinese.
Bangun asks Rama to
get some girl to his mind off this.
Which just shows what a great daddy he is. My daddy never asked any of my good buddies to get me girls to have sex with me so hard that I forgot my plans to instigate a secret underground criminal war, and he has had a lot of opportunities to do that. But Rama tries to talk Uko out of going further, but shouldn't he just let him? Isn't it kind of good if all the criminals kill each other? At minimum, there will be a lot of easily to document crimes.
I know how much you're you.
And I know movies are always like, well, if the criminals kill each other, innocent people might get caught in the crossfire. But it seems like it might be worth the risk in this instance. Across 2 movies, I don't even know if we've met more than like a half a dozen innocent people. And even if they were caught in a crossfire, they probably know martial arts. This is my main understanding of Indonesia, and as far as I can tell, literally every single person in Indonesia is a god-tier martial artist.
So, Indonesian people in the comments, don't even bother correcting.
Yeah, don't.
Let them fight.
Be okay. Do it.
Beijo sicks his 3 sickest fighters with the clearest fight themes to assassinate some Japanese guys and make us mad that there isn't a raid fighting game that we could all be playing.
Is it Raid Shadow Legends?
Oh, right! We do have one! Anyway, a deaf hammer girl kills a bunch of people on a train, but never once says, stop, hammer time. And then a bat boy brains a couple guys with baseball bats. but never even once says batter up. And it's like, these people are not 100% committed to their themes. They are quiet quitting. And we've already met Hook Guy, who obviously says nothing about hooking up with his blade. I will say it's super lucky they didn't run into anybody with the theme of gun, because they'd all be dead in seconds. Oh wait, I guess that's just what happens when countries actually have gun laws. They get a bunch of sick themed fighters. That actually might be the best argument yet I've heard for gun control. We could have a bunch of bat boys and deaf hammer girls and hook guys running around.
Yeah, dude.
They've taken so much from us. The founding fathers.
Mr. Jefferson, welcome home.
That said, I guess Bat Boy is technically ranged.
Touchdown!
Man, imagine how easily David could have killed Goliath if he had a few good baseballs and an aluminum bat. None of this scrounging around in the river for stones crap. All David needed was a Dick's House of Sport. But this pisses off Goto because wackily themed killers are anime's thing, and anime is Japanese, so what these guys are doing is plagiarism, the worst crime imaginable. Interestingly, his only apparent retaliation is to, I guess, try and kill Rama. Which is weird on the one hand because Rama's completely brand new to the organization, and on the other, it's just generally a terrible idea if you don't want all of your men to die. Oh, sorry, if you don't want all of your corrupt police to die, apparently. Talk about grilled pig. Look at that burnt bacon. Look at that ham that's been, you know, it's on a griddle. Rama attempts to heal his wounds in his apartment. He calls Manoir to demand he get pulled out because he has loads of evidence on Bangoon. Like, for example, the time he looked at his penis before Rama was even ready to fluff it up. That's a crime. If he was allowed to fluff it up, then it's not a crime. It's a crime to look at a guy who's not, like, ready to show it.
You really are wise in the ways of...
In Indonesia, specifically.
Indonesian law.
I'm actually really hoping to pivot this channel from like me doing movie reviews to me giving Indonesian law advice, legal advice.
There's a very clear path in that direction.
You were never investigating Bangoon.
I almost forgot about that.
Oh, right. He was investigating Reza, technically. I'm starting to see why Rama didn't make detective earlier. There are so many bad guys in this city. This is a bad city. They could use a Batman, but all they have is a Bat Boy, and ironically, he's part of the problem. Elsewhere, Goto and Bangoon have a big old meeting to settle this conflict, and Bangoon takes full responsibility because he knows his son's a real sloppy steaks-ordering piece of shit, and no one really argues with that.
Mr. Goto, my apologies.
It's fine.
As soon as the meeting concludes, he gives him many slaps. They're like spanks, but on the face, the butt of the head, which is why I always found French people's kisses on cheeks to be disgusting. My point is, they're pretty effective for child discipline. As long as your child is an adult criminal, then you should spank him. But only if he's Indonesian.
Your course delivers again.
I'm giving you so much free advice from the course. You gotta sign up.
I'm ashamed of you, Dad!
He's so ashamed, in fact, that he calls Bejo to come watch Uko shoot his dad in the damned butt of the head.
Forgive me.
No, I don't think I will.
I don't think he can forgive you, given how dead he is, but I guess we'll never know. This is what Alfred Hitchcock would describe as peak suspense, a mystery the audience will never know the answer to. This movie is so much more than the best action film ever. It's also like the best mystery film. They also shoot Bangoon's assistant, Eka, because they're in a shooty mood, I guess. If any ducks fly by their window, it's gonna be a bad day for the ducks. Rama shows up then like, hey, my good crime friends, what's crime? Oh my God. And he starts kicking a lot of ass, which is the face of the butt, until he's laid out by Hook Guy.
Get rid of him.
Eka, however, escapes. And foolishly, they don't think to ensure the guy that's already killed like half of Indonesia's criminal and corrupt police population over the last 2 movies is dead, nor do they even tie his hands together or even his shoelaces together. So when Eka later attempts to free Rama, well, Rama starts going ham once again. You gotta tie that guy up. I don't know why you wouldn't tie that guy up. He kills everything he touches. He's a scary boy. What results is an epic practical car chase / car fight made even better by the crazy ass camera work that includes cameramen dressed as car seats? Come on. I get why these movies are distributed by Sony Pictures Classics, but what I don't get is why the Criterion Collection hasn't picked them up yet. Are they scared that the Criterion closet isn't strong enough to contain them? Eventually, all the bad guys are crashed and or dead, and Rama leaps onto Eka's movie moving vehicle, ending an all-timer action sequence in a movie with like 10 all-timer action sequences. Fun fact, it's technically legal to light up a cigarette at the end of this sequence, no matter where you're watching it. That's why they never show Raid 2 on airplanes. Look it up. So in theory, Goto's day is actually going pretty well. His main rival is dead and replaced by his goober-ass son.
Reza was just seen entering Bejo's restaurant.
But wait, hold on. Reza is meeting with Bejo now? I thought he was in Goto's pocket. Although also the movie already established he was in Bangun's pockets, right? That's the whole reason Rama infiltrated Bangun's organization in lieu of pretending he was Japanese and praying that nobody noticed. Man, crime is complicated. That's why I never got into it. Too many faces and affiliations and pockets to remember. Also, bad with names. I'm not good with names, especially Indonesian names. I'd be like, hey, what's up, friend? You want to do some crimes? They'd be like, why don't you know my name? And I'm like, it's not because I'm a double agent trying to remember twice as many names as I should. I'll tell you that right now.
It's literally not. You have to believe me.
Yeah. Please God.
We go to war!
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. As long as we get a few more all-timer action sequences.
Yeah. We can? Oh, great. All right, we got a movie.
I could guess Reza is working for 3 different criminals. My guy, talk about too ambitious. You can't work for every criminal. At a certain point, like, it's just gonna come out that you're easily the most corrupt piece of shit in the whole country. That's effectively playing 4 sides. The Japanese, the Indonesians, the low-level Indonesians, and the cops. To all these people, he's like, you're the only one I care about, baby.
I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top.
It seems everything is possible.
Rama and Eka pull over, shittily, and Eka reveals he was also an undercover cop. Cough, cough.
I'm not a fucking criminal.
But when he dies, Rama calls Benawar, and he's like, oh yeah, friggin' Eka?
You went rogue, Rama.
That dude friggin' sucks, right? So, who's to say? Although, wait, is his real name Eka?
Eka.
That piece of shit.
Did he not change his name while undercover?
Are we allowed to do that?
There's no end to this.
Congrats, Rama. You're not the worst at picking undercover names after all. I don't want to speak ill of the recently deceased, but rogue or not, Eka doesn't appear to have been a very good cop. I guess it doesn't matter anyway, because like the Arby's manager said to me after I was in the bathroom for over 2 hours, it is time to end this shit. Rama rams into Bejo's restaurant loading dock and begins the methodical, time-intensive process of massacring everybody in the building. And side note, I love how often in these movies, people huck random bullshit primarily to push back the biggest massive bad guys and justify where they're only attacking one at a time or in small groups. It's clever, it's funny, it's perfect. This movie's perfect. If it was a person, it would be my hall pass. Tell my wife that every night as she falls asleep, and she is very annoyed. But also, I'm playing 4 different women. They'll never know. Uko, ever the pisser, suddenly finds Rama's bug in his wallet and realizes Bejo has the same tattoo as the guys who attacked him in prison all those years ago, which is the exact reason why when I ran my own crew, our distinguishing tattoos just said, we didn't do it, this is a dream. You're not really seeing this, you're feeling very sleepy. Nobody ever realized I was playing them. Also, the only thing we ever did was we would steal kids' Pokemon cards. So. But in this instance, yeah, Uko realizes, whoops, he's been played like, well, not a fiddle, because that would imply a level of difficulty in playing Uko. He was played more like a vuvuzela or like a triangle, a slide whistle at best. Uko then sits on this information politely until Rama finishes methodically massacring everybody in the building. Oh, now he shows restraint. First, Rama must murder Bat Boy and Hammer Girl, and the twist is that Hammer Girl is not only deaf and weirdly fixated on hammers, but she also has a shitty eye. And double twist, she's dead. Triple twist, Bat Boy's dead too. Next, as Dave tells me every day unprompted, it's time to kill the hooker. But the result is probably the single greatest one-on-one fight ever put to film. I'm sure there are other martial arts films from the 70s or something that people prefer, but man, it really doesn't get any better than this. It just doesn't. Initially, Rama trashes Hook Guy because he's not using his hooks, which would be like Dave not using his salad dressing. Lots of blood, lots of screaming. Not getting the desired result that you want. But of course, Hook Guy eventually does pull out his hooks, which is definitely cheating. But then Rama nabs one of the hooks, so R.I.P. Hook Guy. You tried your damnedest. It was a hell of a fight, but you're dead, and you bled all over the kitchen. this restaurant is condemned to shit. Rama busts in on the conspiracy dinner and instantly kills the 2 guards. Bejo gets up and tries to hook a shotgun to Reza. Uko Malcolm Butlers it.
Pass is intercepted at the goal line.
And shotguns Reza instead. Uko also shoots Bejo, who I think he thinks planted the wire. Not that the specifics of it all really matter all that much. Like Uko's also trying to kill Rama at this point, so the actual wire planter is irrelevant. I just wanted to clarify who I think that he thinks is evil. Uko's out here trying to kill essentially everybody in the whole world, which again, like Reza, not a very good long-term plan.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
But as you might guess, he sure can't freaking kill Rama. Nobody can. Not even Death, because maybe Rama is Death? I don't know. And now, as Rama limps away, my question is, did we get the evidence we needed? Like, is there literally anyone left alive to prosecute? Like, the kitchen is getting slapped with a health code violation at the very least. I guess maybe Reza's body being in this restaurant with these other criminals will be evidence of something, but also he's dead, right? He's not going to jail. We could have saved a lot of time and trouble by just having Rama run in there to assassinate everybody everywhere. That's effectively what just happened anyway. It just would have been simpler. Remember, kids, if you're faced with a 2-year-long deep cover mission, ask yourself, could I achieve the same results in literally just a couple of hours by just busting into a restaurant and killing everybody inside?
Depends on the restaurant.
Depends on the restaurant.
Waffle House is a secure location. That's a tough...
It's a tough nut to crack.
Olive Garden, it's easy. You can kick your ass through an Olive Garden.
Yeah. Honestly, though, half of them will be dead before they realize somebody's not just spilling ragu everywhere. I cover myself in noodles for camouflage. Except wait, Rama maybe wouldn't have even needed to do that because the Japanese also sent over like 100 of their own guys to presumably kill everybody. So if Rama hadn't even shown up, they might have gotten the job done for him. Or at least Rama could have waited outside and just picked off stragglers. As is, we don't actually know what the Japanese guys are saying to him, but Rama would prefer to not do it.
I'm done.
So that's it. He's done. And even though I scream Raid 3, please God, into the air every morning during breakfast, there's no indication that it's going to happen anytime soon. But also, this movie is dedicated to the director's dad, which is kind of sweet. Although now I'm worried that his dad's going to be betrayed. A lot of daddies getting betrayed in these movies.
You're ready.
All right. Time to slam some yams.
And action. And action.
You're right, it's hard.
And then you guys just both explode, everybody dies.